HipStory.
Shit!
And as you can see, we have this storm front moving in from the water, which will be hanging around for the next few days, but I'll have more of that info, including our 10-day forecast coming up later.
Yo, why you wake me up, man? You know I can't be this late to class, but I'm this close to finishing up.
Thought you was doing one of your social experiments.
That shit ain't funny.
You had a tough night. You're less than 2 weeks away from finishing your dissertation, so I figured, hey, what's an extra 30 to 35 minutes?
It has been confirmed. What you are seeing now is the shooting of 12-year-old Tamir Rice by Cleveland police officers. As you can see in the security tapes, this young man was in possession of a BB gun, which police officers confirmed looked just like the real thing. Before we rolled the security footage, we just
That's the second one in 2 days, man.
that this content is graphic. And to please
Pour
note,
some liquor out for him.
viewer discretion.
Why do we do that?
Paying it forward. So the next homie has something to drink when it's their turn.
When it's our turn. Look, man, I gotta go, all right? I'll see you at the class. Seems like school has withdrawn its light from you, Mr.
Smith.
Exactly. You're a genius, brilliant, undoubtedly a standout of a student, scholar, future valedictorian. Thank you, Tori, for keeping that warm for me. You are so kind. Why do you think that is? This actually perfectly relates to what we were just talking about before we interrupted the extremely important nap you've had the privilege of taking in my class. Question. Who died?
Tamir Rice died a couple of hours ago today, sir.
Man, she's too young to be a sir. Tamir Rice. That's right. Do any of you know who Tamir Rice is? Do you?
No.
You? Do you?
No.
Do you?
Do you mean like actually know him or like know about him?
Of course not. I mean, how are we supposed to know Tamir Rice? I mean, how is he important? If we were to make a generalized guess as to why it may be so easy as for someone like...
Mark.
Yes, I know your name, Mark. Someone like Mark or Seth or Dove here, or Lionel, not to know who Tamir Rice is.
Well, maybe it's because all of the students you named were white.
Calm down, class, calm down.
And this is a class talking about the relationship between disparities and how the media portrays black communities and racism. I think I may take a shot in the dark and say this is
Privilege! Fuck! Yes! Privilege! Tamir Rice is a 12-year-old boy who got murdered.
Shot down by Cleveland police an hour and a half ago. You know, they're still looking at the security tapes to find out what really happened.
Wait, what happened? What's going on?
Can I just say that if you're not a person of color, it's likely that you're not as hyper aware of this reoccurring theme plaguing Black America. And you know, Melissa, you have a point there bringing up privilege. This country has a structure implemented centuries ago favoring a particular race.
You know I never lie, girl. It's so interesting to see you have faith in a police system that just shot a 12-year-old black boy.
Oh, but I thought race wasn't real. I thought it was just a construct.
To you, it might not be.
Our lives begin to end the day that we become silent about the things that matter.
Dr. King, what does that have to do with the media and racism?
Everything. We live in 2014, which means that half of you are on your cell phones right now. Yes, we are undoubtedly in the digital era. Mark, where are you from?
Portland,
Maine?
Oregon.
How many black people went to your high school and how big was that school?
We had about 700 kids, maybe 10, 20 black people.
What year are you?
Freshman.
Mr. Smith, do you have a Twitter?
I do.
Melissa, how did you first find about Timmy Rice?
It popped up on my timeline a half hour before class. And I heard about your...
Where are you from?
Georgia?
Buckhead, Dallas.
East Point?
Access. Exposure. Yes, we live in a world where news, information, and gossip comes flying at us a million miles a minute, and we are forced to consume it most times whether we want to or not. Our friends, our followers, our network of social media accomplices decide the news that we consume on a daily basis, but for some reason, Melissa...
It's fucked up. I cried on my way here.
Melissa knows about Tamir Rice. See, Melissa knows about Tamir Rice, and Mark had no idea. Granted, this is a 5 p.m. class on a Wednesday at a pretty prestigious college. Chances are Mark would have found out before the day was over. But Melissa was forced to see someone who, chances are, much higher, looks like someone she's been associated with closely at one point in her life. This isn't the first time either. What happens when the brain is repeatedly exposed to these traumatic instances? What happens if we connected this form of trauma to the same trauma that happened in this exact country 100 years ago?
Maps.
Sir, did you not hear me when I said our lives begin to end the day we become silent about what matters? Why are you slowly kissing suicide? Interesting term. Please explain.
MAP. MAP. M for multi-generational trauma together with continued oppression. A for absence of opportunity to heal or access to the benefits available in society, leading to post-traumatic slave syndrome.
A theory that explains many of the survival adaptive behaviors within the United States and African American communities and the diaspora. Sounds like someone did their reading last night. Class, for the last 3 weeks, we are going to talk about what happens when we no longer look at race as a social construct, but as a trigger, a switch. What happens when the brain reacts in ways that are unhealthy? Most importantly, we're going to begin to talk about what happens when the black community suppresses. Excuse me? This ain't high school. Sit your asses back down. I know I'm all out of time here when this class ends, but the learning never stops. Never stops.
Class, please remember to do the homework assigned by Mr. Sevo. Next week we'll have our last class with them. The week after that we'll have our reviews for finals. Have a good break this Thanksgiving. Whoa, what's going on today?
What do you mean, Professor Johnson?
Richard, you can't... Listen, this will never be an easy conversation. especially under your current circumstances. Half the class was in awe that you were even here today. You need to go home. Relax.
Relaxing isn't exactly how we made it off the plantation, Professor.
Richard, you taught a valuable lesson. But you and I both know something's up here.
Ah, yes. Something is up. Thank you for an amazing semester. I'm fine.
You've been thanking me since the beginning of the semester. You need to be thanking yourself and how far you made it. Your dissertation will be brilliant, but only as brilliant as your mind allows it to be. Only listen to yourself when you're quiet.
The structure. The structure. The glass ceiling. That's what's up.
Richard, please remember to
Have a
breathe.
great vacation, Professor Johnson. Nobody sees it.
My best friend's black. My best friend's black. My best friend's black. There's no way I can be racist.
I can before Obama. I see you.
You know that's the woman's bathroom, right?
You know this is in the South, right?
here right now.
Did you?
Did I hear about the shooting? Of course, Richard. That's exactly why I'm here. If there's anything I can do to help. It's such a shame that you people have to endure this kind of hardship. And such a shame for the officers of the law as well, and all the negative media attention everything's getting. I mean, no one deserves to die, but those officers couldn't have had anything but the best of intentions. And now the country's gonna be up in shambles.
It already has been.
Listen, Nancy, thank you. But I really have to prepare for my dissertation.
Oh, but Richard, please, slow down. You shouldn't even be here right now.
You're right. I forgot I left something in Professor Johnson's office. Gotta go.
What do you think he was doing? Excuse me? What do you think he was doing? Who? What was who doing? Black kid. Dead kid. What do you think he was doing? Excuse me? Simple question. What do you think he was doing?
Hello? How are you? Sorry for bumping into you. No regard for human fucking life. And you hit me with this shit. Like I'm supposed to know. Like I'm fucking responsible. Like I'm supposed to have every fucking last detail.
You all related, aren't you? Aren't you your brother's keeper? Good discount today.
I don't fear you.
Calm down, Richie. I'm just playing with you.
My name's Richie.
You had a tough night, Richie. Take a nap or something, alright? Count the sheep.
Count the sheep until everyone's asleep. Something wrong.
At the edge of madness, you howl diamonds and pearls. Man, there's always been something wrong with you, even before you were born.
How about Hani? Don't you have a class to teach?
Remember that old dude, that crazy old dude from around the way? He used to push a shopping cart and collect random shit from people's garbage cans. Used to play tricks on him and piss him the hell off.
Yeah. Yeah, remember we tied his shoes together when he was asleep?
And dumped the water all on his head. He jumped up and busted his whole face up. We always thought we were so much smarter than him, didn't we?
Patrick, we about to be doctors. I think we're a little more advanced.
He suffered from schizophrenia. Cops beat him down last week. Said he was resisting arrest. One witness who refuses to testify still got the scoop in the hood. She says that the bum didn't do anything. Rookie cop got bored, started fucking with them verbally. Nothing physical. He just flipped. Like yelling about how the cops wouldn't let him live. They say he's crazy. He's dangerous. I say he's a genius.
With whom do I file a civil complaint with at this school?
What happened, Richard?
Officer Jacobs is a fucking racist.
Did you hear about the shooting,
He's
Richard?
a fucking racist!
Richard, slow down, slow down. Officer Jacobs is a long-time trusted employee of this institution. We cannot go around making accusations like that, especially in this sensitive time. Richard, for Christ's sakes, his wife is black. Richard, do you know what vitiligo is?
What?
My wife is black.
Do you know what vitiligo is?
Chronic skin condition characterized by portions of the skin losing their pigment. It occurs when skin cells die or are unable to function. Everyone suffers from it. Black people suffer more. What does it got to do with anything?
Richards, did you hear about the shooting? Or what, Richards? Or what, Richard?
What else is accused of causing
Vitiligo. My wife is black.
What else is accused of causing vitiligo?
Stress. We have to be careful making these kind of accusations.
Stress.
At a sensitive time.
Keep stress.
That's right, John Henry. A little bit of stress. Bye-bye, blackness. Seems like you've experienced a bit of trauma that's got your head all jumbled up. Spewing this crazy talk about racism and transgression.
I'm not crazy!
Everybody knows that.
Everybody knows that shit.
I'm not crazy. I know what I saw. I'm not crazy.
Spewing this crazy talk about racism and transgression. Oh, what, Richard?
I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy.
My wife is
crazy. I know what I saw.
You know what vitiligo is?
I'm not crazy.
Yo, man, chill. You gonna be alright, man.
Caught you in your mid-afternoon nap. I told you to stop pulling them all-nighters. Classic pre-dissertation crying breakdown. You wouldn't have gotten this far without one. So put the game on, man.
Yes, a very hard video to digest as we see officers take down 25-year-old doctoral student Patrick Martin. With the recent death of Tamir Rice, we can only expect the black community to be outraged by this act of violence.
You figured it out.
In other news, we've been covering the shooting and death of Tamir Rice, a 12-year-old boy
I'm a star.
shot by 26-year-old.
And you're a genius.
best friend, homie. How